Good morning, Grand Awakening. Welcome back, fellow wolves, light guardians, shifters, dreamers within this beautiful holographic matrix. Happy Thursday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this team. Thank you for being a part of this community, this beautiful community of shifters, people who are actually helping assist with the shift in consciousness. This is your Waking Up with Wolf broadcast for us to just be able to start our day with connection, with community, with a little bit of insight and inspiration. I'll be talking with you guys straight from my heart. This is really just practice for me, for us to be able to just kind of like connect in and just be like, what is needed? What is needed for today? What messages are going to come through today? So you can think of this as like a morning radio broadcast. You guys can be puttering around while you're doing other things. You guys can be stretching. You guys can be like cleaning your space, getting yourself ready for today. And again, I'm just going to kind of like share from my heart. Before we get into that, just a few quick introductions. After this broadcast, as per routine, we actually have our private Zoom room inspirational team meditation and ecstatic dance. That's Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. EDT. If you guys are interested in joining those are currently available for the public. All you have to do is connect to our Discord server, and you can find the link for that in the YouTube info here, as well as in my beacons on my TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys are hanging out here and you guys want to join in for the inspirational team meditation in our private Zoom room afterwards, you are most welcome to do so. And tomorrow we'll be doing a live broadcasted version of that. So lots of awesome stuff happening as always in the community. More or less, just make sure you're connected to the Discord server so that you can stay updated with all the events there. So it's a Thursday, and you know what? It was kind of interesting because today was like one of those days where it's just kind of like I woke up and I was working on some stuff here within the community, and there was like this little thing where I was like totally in the zone, and I was like working, and I was just like typing away, doing some updates on the Discord, and then by accident I like clicked a thing and then clicked another thing, not knowing that clicking the thing would suddenly just wipe away about a good like 20 minutes of work that I had just done. And then even in that moment, it was just kind of like one of those moments where I had a choice to either just be like, that's it, I'm done, boom, flip the desk, walk away, that's it, I tried for today, today's off to a bad start, screw this, I'm done, sort of thing. Because I literally just spent like 20 minutes writing something, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's gone. It literally just disappeared. And in that moment, again, using this micro experience for me as a macro experience for the rest of us, how do we show up in those moments where, again, you know, we might be putting in our energy, we might be putting in our intention, and then for whatever reason, again, suddenly it's just kind of like something that we did just gets like wiped out, just gets taken off the slate. The slate is clean, tabula rasa at that point. And we have a choice. We either get to choose to just be able to say like, okay, you know what? That hurt my gut. That like hurt my like heart. Maybe I just need to be able to step away for a bit, and then maybe I can come back. But the important thing is the choice of when and how we choose to come back, knowing that in this circumstance, the work still needed to be done. And so life doesn't have a Control Z option. I know, right? In most Word documents and editing softwares and editing software, it's like, oh, what's that? You made a mistake? Control Z, and it's back to what it was. But, you know, life doesn't necessarily always have that option. And yet, even still, even in the process of me like writing out this thing once, and I did it all, and then I lost it, and then I was just kind of sitting there, and I just kind of, you know, I probably like grinded my teeth. I was like slight eye twitch and stuff like that. I was like you know, it's just kind of like, ugh. And that even in that moment, you know, I had the opportunity where I'm just like, well, it still needs to be done, so I'm going to do it again, but this time maybe I'm going to be able to do it even better. And maybe that there's still a lesson within this circumstance where the universe is really just being able to show us that patience is freedom. Patience is power. Patience is purpose. And so how can we practice our patience even in the times where we don't necessarily want to practice patience? I think that's when patience is actually at its most valuable. You know, it's great to be able to just be able to say like, oh, you know, like, oh, I'm waiting for a friend. Like, you guys, that's how I check my watch. This is my watch. Clearly it's my watch. It's a yin yang symbol, but it's clearly my watch in this circumstance. I'm just going to wait for my friend. My friend's going to be here in a half hour. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be patient. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I know what's coming. Patience in this case, it's pretty easy. But I think patience is at its most valuable when it's in those moments where we didn't plan on being patient, where we didn't want to have to be patient. And it's funny because in that moment, you know, suddenly like the immediate impulse, like I said, is just like flip a desk and to just walk away and to just be like, screw this. Like you know, like I have no time to be patient. But the universe will often, again, put us in this circumstance where, you know, patience is something that is most powerful when we don't want it, when we don't want to practice it, when we don't want to do it. So where can you find those moments throughout your day today and tomorrow and this week? Because it will happen. The universe will give you a circumstance similar to my own in some way or another. Hopefully I didn't jinx you there, but it will happen where there will be moments where you will need to be patient when you don't want to. And how do you show up in those moments? You know, those moments of like really being able to just check in with yourself and just be able to say like, okay, let's breathe here. Let's practice my mindfulness. Let's practice my awareness. Is all lost? No. What's the circumstance like right now? Is it worst case? Okay, maybe it isn't. Okay, what can I do right now? What do I have control over? And what you always have control over is the breath. And so if you can just bring it back to the breath will be able to give you a little bit more of that clarity, to be able to dissolve a little bit more of the reaction. And even in the process, you know, maybe there's like some deeper stuff that's like coming up, and it gives you the opportunity to observe. And so again, you know, patience goes hand in hand with mindfulness, where it literally is this process of just being able to step back, being able to kind of like remove yourself from the immediate emotional reaction to the situation, and to really just be able to say and to look and to observe and just be like, okay, you know, like what's happening here, what's happening outside, but more so what's happening inside. Like what is happening inside? So the next time that you feel yourself like getting tested in terms of your patience, ask yourself, what is happening inside? Because again, you know, like this will happen all the time. Like we talk about these little trivial moments where it's like, oh, like the person at the cashier is like paying like with change, and they're going through their wallet and they're taking forever, and I've got somewhere else to be. Oh, the person in front of me driving their car, they keep like stalling and stuff like that. And then I'm trying to get around them. Everybody's so stupid humans, start doing things better. And you start projecting this immense amount of frustration, and you can just kind of naturally evolve and see how it rises to the surface. And yet even still, as it rises to the surface, again, this is a very, very powerful opportunity where the subconscious kind of becomes conscious. And so again, you know, we think of we have this weird kind of vernacular in how we explain like the subconscious, like the conscious mind and the subconscious, and then there's like the ultra conscious and stuff. The subconscious is very, very important. Like the subconscious is actually, again, you know, kind of the things that are in like the deeper parts of our waters. And when we still the conscious mind, when we create awareness, those subconscious parts will kind of bubble up. And we actually want that. We actually want those opportunities where those little things kind of like rise to the surface, because those are going to be the things that we want to be able to observe and perhaps transform to change a slight shift in our behavior around. And so again, you know, without me having to like talk about this forever, but I think just really dialing into this idea of changing our relationship with patience, and to really be able to approach patience in a new way, where the next time that you find yourself choosing to be patient, that's one thing. But how do you respond in those moments where patience wasn't what you wanted? Patience wasn't what you wanted to be able to kind of like practice. It's like, I don't got time for patience. In those moments, bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to awareness. Bring it back to the act of the observer. And you will notice this. You will notice this whether it be today, whether it be tomorrow. And again, the universe will kind of do that. The universe is just like, hey, you think you got it all figured out? Like, yo, you think you're fully awakened? You think so? You think so? Like, okay, here's a little something just to kind of like piss you off. Here's a little something just to bug you. Here's a little something to push your buttons. Here's a little something to trigger you. You know, because again, the triggers are the teachers. And so let that be the message for today. Is to really just, and I know you've heard this before, but to be able to practice being aware of when those triggers arise. And when those triggers arise, what if we develop this habit where when they arrive, our immediate instinct should be both like kind of awareness of the breath, patience, and curiosity. Because if you don't have like all three kind of in that process, you know, like I think when you do it in those in the three in that process, it gives you the opportunity to be able to approach the curiosity with more mindfulness. You know, it's hard to get curious if you're not being patient. So you almost kind of need to like take the breath, bring it back to the heart, slow things down, and then start getting curious. And then start asking, what can you do in this situation? How can you resolve this? How can you move forward? And there will be times where, you know, you might just, like I said, in today's circumstance, I did a bunch of work and then my work got accidentally deleted. And I had a choice there. I had a choice to either do it again, or I had a choice to never do it at all, which wasn't really an option because I had to do it. Or I had a choice to walk away for a bit and come back. In my circumstance, it was literally just like within 30 seconds, I'm just like, well, looks like I better do it again. And I got right to it, but there was like a whole process where I was just like, freaking frick, man. Like it ticked me off, obviously, right? But even still in that moment, it actually gave me the opportunity to be able to do it better. And to be actually able to just kind of like flow through it with even more grace. And what was interesting is that the first time when it took me, you know, it took me like 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes, however long I said, to be able to do this. The next time I went through it, I did it in like 5 minutes. I did like way quicker sort of thing, right? So we'll find that as we move through life and as we move through these lessons, our ability to move through them evolves very much similar to a Fibonacci sequence, where you'll find that, you know, like as you continue to cultivate awareness within your lessons, you'll get better at meeting them. And something that once took you, you know, months and months or hours and hours or however long, maybe you can kind of move through it quicker. You can move through it faster. You can move through it with more awareness. You can move through it with more curiosity. So how will you practice your patience today, even when you don't want to? And so look for those moments. Look for those moments. Be aware of them when they arise. In some cases, you may even want to put yourself in them just to be able to train yourself. Like that's a whole thing in itself, putting yourself in like in intentionally stressful situations and intentional situations where you want to be able to practice patience. And that's where, again, that's where you get into the practice of mindfulness and meditation. One of the best times to meditate is when you don't want to meditate. Like find that time in the day where you're just like, I don't want to meditate right now. You know, it's just like for whatever reason, and meditate in that moment, because that is when you will allow yourself to be able to like really observe and work through the things that within your mind are kind of like telling you, oh, this isn't worth my time. Oh, this isn't worth it. So again, you choose how you create your story. Don't let your reactions dictate the next page. Let your reactions be the final paragraph on one, but how you choose to flip the page, let that be flipped with intention. Let that be flipped with mindfulness. Let that be flipped with patience and awareness. So if that resonates with you guys, go ahead, drop some 1111s in the chat, and let's get right into a quick little tarot reading. And then after that, we'll be doing a quick little mindful meditation breath. And then from there, we'll be in our Zoom room for our inspirational team meditation and ecstatic dance. And again, if you guys are just joining in, be sure to connect to our Discord server. The Discord server is in the process of being updated, so you'll find it. And you'll find the link in the public chat channel there. And yeah, we'll have more updates on those events in the coming week and everything like that. Right now, we're keeping them open to the public. Next week, they will be open to the public, the inspirational Zoom chat things. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday are just for leading members. So shout out to our recent leading members. Shout out to Nas, shout out to Ladybug, shout out to Halcyon. You can currently see we're at 141, working towards 150. If you guys haven't already yet, go ahead and check out the Patreon, and that's where you can join as a leading member, get access to exclusive events within the community to be able to help support you as a conscious creator and leader. And I'll tell you more about that another time, but let's get right into the reading for today. Thank you guys for holding space. Wishing you guys an awesome morning, afternoon, wherever you guys are tuned into. And let's just do a quick reading, and let's see how it synchronizes with the cards. So with the card synchronizes with some of the energies that were coming through today. So I'm just gonna kind of breathe here. I invite you guys to even just take a moment to breathe with me. So this is a collective reading for everyone. Show us what we need to see. That's the intention. Show us what we need to see. Wizard noises. So again, this is from the Lightworker Oracle deck. So this isn't technically a tarot deck, but it's still a pretty cool deck. So, all right. Oh, here we go. This is actually incredibly relative. I love when this happens. So today's card that we pulled is card number 32, Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. Card number 32, Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. Reminder for those of you on YouTube or TikTok, you're always welcome to join in for those of you on Instagram or TikTok, you're always welcome to join in on YouTube. The link is through my profile. So we would encourage you to join in on YouTube since that's where the rest of the team is. All right, let's get right into this. Let's read this. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in. If you're here, this message is for you. So, card number 32, Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. If anything I'm reading resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat as we move through this little bit. And we'll just read it, and then we'll chit-chat for a bit, and then we'll do a little meditation. It is time for your life to become easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead you to the best results. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter rather than always working harder. Very much in theme with what I was talking about, incorporating patience, observing. It is like learning to allow a wave to carry you to the shore rather than swimming the entire way with your own efforts alone. Or even against the current, which would make the journey even harder. It is like planting a seed at the right time so nature will help it bloom in the spring rather than planting it during the dead of winter when it takes a lot of effort to keep it alive. And even then, it may not survive. This is the intelligence of the law of efficiency and divine grace at work. To hitch your wagon to the universe in this way, you need to learn to listen. This means tuning in to what feels right or wrong at any given time. Sometimes you will want to push forward, yet your intuitive knowing will guide you to rest. Sometimes you will want to hide from a challenge, and yet know in your bones it is time to step up and shine with boldness despite the fear you may feel. So again, you can see how that relates to what I was talking about today. I swear, it's like I pull the card first and then I talk about stuff. A reverse time theory happening here, so just shows we're in sync, right? The universe has a sense of natural flow, cycles, and timing that assure us that it supports every dream we dare to dream, and that every one can come to fruition in due course. It may not look exactly as you expect, but if you have set it in motion with desire and intention, karmic law will ensure that it finds expression. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them. Are you sensing the currents of life? What does that mean to you? This is about common sense, allowing yourself to be helped, not making things more difficult for yourself than they need to be. I'm sure we can all relate to that. Imagine that you have a chance to share a feeling of love in a room full of receptive people. The time is right. They are open, and your efforts to create a maximum effect for love success. Or could you expend the same amount of time and energy by arguing with one disinterested person in an attempt to get them to understand and receive your love? Even though they actually have no interest in doing so, they just wish to have their own point of view for you and to agree with that. One is working with the law of efficiency and the other is working against the tide of life. It is not bad to choose the harder way. Sometimes it can be a great learning experience. But you are encouraged with this oracle to explore the easier and more graceful way around you. The more graceful way more often, especially at this time in your life, because there is a helping hand. A natural wave of energy in life that is going to be able to support your rising spirit in manifesting something truly beautiful and special in this world. The law of efficiency is also sometimes known as the path of least resistance. We must find the strength that comes from letting go and trusting that the universe knows what it is doing. It takes spiritual maturity to seed to wisdom greater than your own immediate understanding. Then you are suffering the wave rather than swimming against the current. How efficient to work with life and its cycles rather than believing you must struggle and strain to be heard, loved, rewarded, and inspired. You have the maturity within you. Trust now. Trust that all will come in time. So there we go. Law of efficiency, law of grace, divine grace, law of efficiency. Very, very powerful card here. And again, definitely fitting in theme with today's message, which again, you know, like with this, it is kind of trusting that, you know, the universe does have this current of energy that is moving us to where we need to be. And we can become aware of this. We can actually begin to feel it. We can actually begin to sense it, like with our extrasensory sensations, with our extrasensory awareness. You know, you will know when you're kind of like in this current of love, and you will feel the resistance in other circumstances. And yet, even still, the resistance in itself doesn't always mean, hey, stop and turn around. Sometimes it's going to be a mix of both. Sometimes you will need to kind of like work your way through a little bit of resistance in order to get to the grace and the flow. So do not think that it's just because you hit resistance and that means you need to like turn around and go the other way. Sometimes it's really a choice, you know, and it's really you being able to say, you know what? I'm going to use the law of efficiency to make my way through the resistance, like through the thing that may be kind of like a barrier between you and that next, you know, like opening of just like abundance and just flow and everything like that. So the universe will do that. It will constantly put like little obstacles within our way to be able to test us. And yet beyond those little obstacles, we may find that like that's where the freedom is. But it's our willingness to be able to like meet those obstacles that will allow us to be able to help grow, thus in turn helping us prepare for the further obstacles still ahead. So, you know, it's that quote that I often say is that every great challenge is training us for the next one as well. So I hope that message resonates with you, and I hope each and every single one of you can just allow yourself to be able to like step back and be able to feel into more of that law of grace, that law of efficiency, and to be able to again know that in the process of practicing patience, practicing awareness, you'll be able to sense it more. You'll be able to kind of like listen to your intuition as it guides you through that process. So let's finish off with a quick little meditation, and then we'll get right into our private Zoom room. So again, for those of you who are tuned in now or even in the future, thank you so much. Make sure that you guys are connected to our Discord server. That's where you can join in for our private Zoom rooms that we do. And again, those are Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, Thursday for leading members, and Friday is broadcasted. And Waking Up with Wolf is Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. EDT. If you guys want to help support even further, again, one of the best ways to do that is by joining in on the Patreon. PayPal contributions are always welcome. You guys can also book me for individual one-on-one sessions, including custom meditation, inspirational team tarot, dream discussion, or hey, maybe even just reach out to me and we can do whatever you want to do for a one-on-one session as well. And through the Discord, you'll be able to find access to all sorts of awesome events created by leading members within our community, as well as content there. So beautiful. All right, let's take a moment here to just be able to connect in with our heart, and all the links you need are in the YouTube info as well. And feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. If you send me a DM on Instagram, I'll send you a special promo code for some of the items from the shop. I have some Oralite 23s that I'm looking at being able to share this month as well. So, okay. Okay, let's get ready to just close it off with a little bit of a meditation. So just inviting everybody here, just take this opportunity to just connect in with their heart space. Just really, really, really swift, mindful meditation. Just going to keep this short and sweet, and then the further meditation will be in the Zoom room. But just take a moment here. When you're ready, just go ahead. Just gently close your eyes. Just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales. Soft, gentle exhales. Just breathe here. Straighten up your posture, open up your chest, relax your face. Allow yourself to bring in this presence of softness, of stillness, of awareness. Give yourself this moment of peace. Just allowing yourself to connect with your heart. What are you grateful for right now? Just feeling into the awareness of all the other amazing people who are tuned into this broadcast, all of us supporting each other on this journey as shifters, light guardians, showing up, learning together. As you expand, the universe expands. So thank you for showing up. Take a couple more breaths here. Nice, soft, gentle inhales and exhales. And do a nice, soft exhale with a bit of a sigh. Nice, big exhale, sigh. Inhale. And do another one of those for good luck. Inhale. Gently bring your awareness back to your body. Slowly open your eyes. You can do a little bit of a shake if you need to. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone, so much. This has been your morning episode of Waking Up with Wolf. Hope to see you again next time you get the chance to be able to tune in, Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. EDT. And again, if you haven't already yet, this is a huge invitation to be able to connect into our Discord server. Link is through my profile. That's where you can join in for all sorts of awesome events hosted through our community on the regular, including our Inspirational Team Meditation and Ecstatic Dance Zoom room, which is happening right now. So if you're tuned in here and you want to hang out with me and the team a little bit further, the vibe's still riding. So we're going to carry that with us into the Zoom room, and we'll open that up and we will see you guys there. And again, be sure to check out my Patreon, check out all the other things through my beacons. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in, for adding your support. Please feel free to leave any comments of blessings and gratitude. And I wish you guys an amazing, beautiful, magical day. The light warrior, the light guardian within me sees and honors the light guardian within you. May you move through your day with patience that will guide you through. So all right, I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you guys in the Zoom room. And thank you as always. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love.